Hey y'all, it's Lindsay. It's Sunday and I thought we could do a what I eat in a day video on a low carb keto friendly way of life. Everybody in my family has already had breakfast. I have some scrambled eggs here that I'm about to cook up on a skillet, and I have to tell you a sadness. This mug my husband and I bought back in Ireland when we were there in August. And while I was making breakfast this morning, I came down a little bit hard on it unsuspectingly, and I got a hairline fracture that you cannot see. So I have much sadness. I've had 1.5 cups of black coffee thus far, and I plan to get a fresh cup to continue on. Oh, it sounds so terrible. Like the hairline goes all the way down the bottom of it. I don't know if it's gonna focus on this or me. It's gonna be difficult to see on a camera. Anyway, all of that to say, I have much sadness. I'm gonna get a fresh cup for my coffee. I'm gonna make some scrambled eggs and I'll show that to you in a minute. Okay, here we have 3 scrambled eggs cooked in a tablespoon of butter, and then I used real salt. I do have a link in my description for that if you care to get a discount. I used some of my homemade mayo. I do have a video where I show how I make my mayonnaise, and a little bit of Cholula. And my second favorite mug with some more black coffee. This is kind of one of those go-to breakfasts that I make anytime I just don't know what to eat, but I know that I am going to starve later on. Therefore, simplest, fastest breakfast. Okay, moving on. It's almost time for us to leave, and I didn't finish that coffee, so I dumped it into my travel mug, and I decided to add a little bit of salted caramel MCT oil powder from Perfect Keto for a little flavor and a little more fat. And I do have a link and a discount code in my description box below if you are interested in trying out the Perfect Keto stuff. I'm gonna pop the lid on this, and we are out the door.
No, actually, I was the last one, and then the other kids went to their mamas, and then I got stung. Why did you win? Mom.
Okay, lunch is leftover green beans with bacon and onions and some leftover wings that we had the other night. If you're new here, I am Lindsay, and I like to share what I eat in a day videos. I do recipes. I also share health and wellness things as it pertains to my specific quest for health in my own life. I like to share my own experiences. I am not a health professional. I don't have any sort of credentials whatsoever. I just find that I enjoy sharing my personal experience on a low carb keto friendly lifestyle. And if that's stuff that you're interested in, I would love for you to poke around my channel and consider subscribing. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. My hair's driving me banana sandwich. All right, it has been a bit of a rough week for us in the Murphy household. We have just had all of the trying to catch up with all of the things that we missed. Oh, that's wonderful. We missed so many things: being sick, Thanksgiving break, being sick after Thanksgiving break. And so trying to play catch up has been just a lot to try to plug into the schedule. Plus we're all like, it's the Christmas season right now. Oh my goodness, this hair is gonna drive me banana sandwich. Oh, be blessed. Oh, my stars. Okay, let it go, let it go. So trying to catch up with a lot of the things that we missed as far as writing lessons and dance and piano and gymnastics and just all of these variety of things, plus catching up on some of the school lessons that I wanted to make sure we hit before we got to the new year. And then you just sort of pile on all of the extra Christmas activities. Like, we want to go and do drive-through lights one night that we haven't gotten to do yet because the nights are always so busy for us. We have various church things that we're part of that have more Christmas activities. My husband's work has extra things on the schedule. It's just, there's a lot going on, and it can kind of feel overwhelming. And for that reason, I have never been more jazzed about using the NutriSense Daily Bop. I just scanned my sensor here probably about 10, maybe 15 minutes ago. And we've already had breakfast, we've had lunch, and it's just fascinating to me to see that my blood glucose tends to be pretty stable. Now, there were a couple of days after I had applied the sensor that my glucose got to a level that concerned me. I was at 127 one time, and looking back on it, there was a wicked stressful moment in that situation, and my body responded by pumping glucose so that I could deal with the situation, you know, that flight or fight response. So that was interesting. And I also noticed that at the very tail end of one cycle of hormones, my blood sugar seems to ride high. And then once the beginning of a new cycle happens, it comes back into place. And it seemed like my glucose during that very last week of my cycle, it was riding at about a 90 as an average, just an average glucose for the day. And then right after my first day of the following cycle, it sort of came back down to about an 85, 87, somewhere right in there. So I also appreciate knowing that my hormones are creating an impact, which obviously means that my hormones are, you know, they're there. Can't survive without the hormones. But it's just fun to know these things, and it makes me want to carry on with investigating these things further. And I have had a lot of people in our real life ask me, why do you even need that? And to be honest with you, I just want the data at this point. I want to be able to have some sort of baseline to see if it's going to impact me in the future, or see what I'm doing to impact my glucose. Or stress management is one of those things that I think people in my age bracket tend to talk a lot about. And there's a reason. Your health is linked to your stress. Your health is linked to your glucose. Your health is linked to insulin, and your stress levels can impact your glucose, which, you know, it's just, all of it works together. And I don't know, it's fascinating for me to look at. So, tangent, so sorry. I'm just fascinated with the data. That's all there is to it. I can't really say it any other way. The NutriSense program is kind of cool. They link you up with a nutritionist that can help you to interpret the data that you are collecting through the continuous glucose monitor. I really have liked the program so far. And yeah, if you're interested, there's a link in my description box. And if you just get to the point where you want more information and plug in your email address, that does give me a tiny, tiny little bit of commission without ever actually costing you a dime. I also have a coupon code in the description box for $25 off your first CGM. So if you are interested, save a little bit of money. That's a good way to do that. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and pontificate on all of the glucose things, because apparently that's the only thing on my mind. And that's the thing that my screen time tells me I've spent the most time looking at the past, I don't know, week. I decided I also wanted some little candies. These are sugar-free, keto-friendly little cream sort of truffle candies, basically. This is cream cheese, some sweetener, and some flavoring. I've got one that is peppermint, one that is orange, one that is raspberry. And then I used some of my homemade Jack, which is Jared-approved chocolate. If you are new around these parts, I do have a video on how I make that. And I coated those in that. They are frozen. I'm going to let them kind of defrost a little bit here. And then I'm going to enjoy those. Hello. I'm in my husband's car. Welcome. I'm also at a stop sign. Well, stop light, technically. So it's going to be a minute because it just turned red. We are all going different directions this evening at different times. So I went ahead and cooked dinner and washed up all of the dinner dishes that I used to create the dinner. And I'll show you food whenever I do eat that. I had to change up shirts because while washing dishes, I managed to soak my other shirt. So more laundry for me. I'm still lamenting my favorite coffee mug, the one I showed you this morning at the beginning from Ireland. That one, oh, my heart still is just kind of like, meow. and I haven't been able to shake it, which is so ridiculous because it's an inanimate object and the memories still exist. They are still good, so I'm just working my way through it. Oh man, back home, and I tell you what, it has felt like a bit of a struggle today, so that's always fun. I've got some dinner re-warming up for my younger two, and then I'm gonna warm up my dinner and show that to you. Also, you can see it's like pitch black out there. It is only 6 o'clock. What? One of the best things to make when you don't know what to make is a frittata. So I actually cut my frittata up really wonky this time, and I made it into some ninths, but you know, like, anyway, I thought it was entertaining. Sometimes it's the simple things in life. So I took about a quarter of the frittata, and it has sausage, some green and orange peppers, a little bit of yellow squash, a little touch of onion in there, and then some salt, pepper, and eggs, and then cheese on top that got kind of crispity, which is nice. I topped that with some mayonnaise and some Cholula because eggs, always with the eggs. And then I have a side of broccoli with butter and some real salt. And I'm going with a bubbly for my drink tonight. Okay, everyone is off getting ready for bed. I got a shower. I feel real good about that. And I've also made myself a cup of keto hot chocolate. I do this a little differently every single time. I know I've shared a variety of ways to make like a protein hot chocolate in the past on a what I eat in a day video for sure. I don't know that I ever dedicated a video to it, but tonight all I did was some coconut milk, a scoop of the Perfect Keto chocolate collagen powder. So I did those two together in the instant milk frother that I have. And then once that was finished, I just set it on the hot setting, not the frothy setting. Once that was finished, I added a splash of half and half and a drop of some peppermint extract because I felt like peppermint hot chocolate tonight. Oh yeah, that was just the right number of drops of peppermint extract. I think I got like 2 in there. Sometimes my hand can be a little heavy and it's really intense, and other times it's like I'm trying so hard not to get overboard that I can barely tell there's peppermint in there. Throughout the day, I mentioned a variety of products that I use from specific websites. If you are interested in helping support my channel or getting a discount code, check out my links in the description box below. And that's gonna be it for me. I hope to see you in my next video.